It's Thursday afternoon. Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. DeRozan and Murray in at the forward spots. Then there's Zach LaVine. Then it's Sabonis. And it's Ellis in at the 1. And for Portland, they've got DeAndre Ayton. Sharp out there with Anthony Simons. Then it's Denny Avdia. And it's Kamare in at the 3. Grant, looking at these two teams, my attention is drawn to the front court matchup.
Oh, yeah, this should be a battle on the baseline. Great to watch skilled bigs trade blows and show off what they can do down low.
DeRozan outside. This one for 3. Rebound by the Trailblazers. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I briefly spoke with Tonci. Yeah, guys, Coach mentioned how Sabonis can be a game wrecker in the paint. Coach told me we need to get big bodies on Sabonis and force him outside, make him move around. We need to knock him off the blocks if we can. So it sounds like the defensive game plan may revolve around Sabonis, guys.
As always, Allie, we thank you. Here's Simons. Sacramento getting their last shot to go. Pass to Kamare. Avdia with it. Three-pointer. And Sabonis pulls it down.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Outside for LaVine. Gets the 3 ball to go.
And with how well LaVine attacks the bucket, defensively, you almost have to give him space to shoot threes.
Well, Stanley was a 5-time All-Star. Chauncey Billups. Just 1 year as an assistant before becoming a head coach.
Yeah, but Brian, Chauncey Billups was a guy that even when he was a player and then as a broadcaster, always thought like a head coach.
I know that he has the ability and confidence to sink that shot, but better luck next time, maybe.
That's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
Now here's LaVine. Fires the 3. He drops it from range. LaVine's got 6.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Here's Kamare. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
And sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Ellis' shot is off.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better look. That's one he's got to knock down.
There's Simons with a 3. Kept alive. Outside Sharp. 3-pointer. Oh, he can't sink it. He's 0 for 3. Sacramento has gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Murray, a screen on Avdia. And it's DeRozan missing. Portland trailing here. Avdia with it. Checked by Murray. Got a piece of it.
Yeah, great work on defense right there. Shooters have to be careful when Murray is lurking nearby.
Tries to save it. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Avdia.
That's a careless pass and a wasted possession. That's just unnecessary.
On the wing, DeRozan. Releases from the wing and drills it.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
DeMar DeRozan, an impressive scorer who takes relatively few three-point shots, Greg.
Yeah, the arc is not his primary focus. He'd rather pick you apart in the mid-range, but he does it so consistently that the points pile up quick.
Now here's Murray. Yet to see a basket. Can't cash it in from the high post.
Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let him keep taking.
Launches a 3. Out to Simons. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. The Kings leading. He launches a 3. And Ayton pulls it down. Ayton's got 5 rebounds tonight. Simons, a screen on DeRozan. Sharp finds Avdia. Tries the spin move. Let's go with a 3. And Sabonis pulls it down. Sabonis has got 4 rebounds in the game. Oh, it's stolen away. 3 on 3. Ayton, a screen on DeRozan. Pass to Sharp. And that one is hammered home.
this guy has some bounce. Always fun seeing Sharp hammer at home.
Here's Ellis. Parries it from 3.
3 points.
17 seconds left in the first. The Trailblazers' shooting has not been great early, just 27%. Now Avdia. Pass to Aiden. Fires from deep. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. Well, a good close contest so far. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And taking a look at Sacramento's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just excellent first quarter defense. They've been really getting after it.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep that kind of intensity for the entire game. But if they can come close to that, they'll be in a great spot.
We've got Avdia and Freddie Simons out there with Sharp. Then it's DeAndre Ayton, and it's Kamare in at the 3. That's the group for Portland starting the second.
Oh, my! That's why we have those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there. And so here's Sacramento. Portland making their last shot. Picked by Sabonis. Releases. And there are the Kings with another bucket. Blazers trail by 4. Avdia, screen on Levine. Sharp passes to Avdia. Sabonis against Aiden. On target from range. Aiden's got 6 points.
Yeah, for a center, Aiden's got a nice jumper. It's a big reason why he went first overall in the draft.
And the Kings have held tough. But it seems like the West has gotten tougher, Greg.
Well, what's the saying? If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And the Kings have to find that next level.
Now here's Sharp. The 3. It's rebounded by Levine. Murray with it. Avdia picks him up. Sabonis with a screen on Avdia. Murray from outside. Murray connects from outside.
The main role of Murray offensively, hit those threes, spread out that defense.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
The Blazers have a lot to learn. Coach Tonci said, I owe it to these players to coach them. The only way I know to do that is with honesty. It's always coming from a good place. Once you know that, then you take it with love. I lead with love. I don't lead with fear. Brian?
That's a Hall of Fame mentality, Allie. He's been in their shoes. Now here's Sharp. Pass to Simons. It's Avdia on the wing. Just 4 to shoot. Shoots over Levine. Avdia, good. Avdia's got his second basket. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Levine against Sharp. Lets it fly. Shot by Levine, no good.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Woohoo! Just great work cashing in on the fast break.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
For Portland, they've gone 4 for 6 here in the second. Avdia passes to Simons. And out of bounds, the Kings will take it.
And the misconnection there. Fans guarding their beverages. That's a pass he'd like back for sure.
A line change here for Portland. Here's Ellis, defended by Henderson. Sabonis with a screen on Henderson. Fires for 3. Ellis's shot is off. Portland has gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. Here's Benton. And it's Portland with another. Stan, you coached so many rookies over the years. What are some key things you like to see from a player coming into the league?
Well, look, you've got to have the guy, Brian, that's ready to compete at that level and has to bring that every night. From there, it's just all about learning. There's going to be mistakes, but you want guys who can learn and improve at a consistent rate.
Is it true that defense is the fastest way into the coach's heart?
Well, it's certainly a way to gain confidence, that's for sure.
Now here's Henderson. Gets the 3 to fall. And now a 5-point Trailblazer lead.
There's something Henderson is still working on, getting his three-point shot to be a little more consistent.
Levine, monstrous jam by Levine.
That's the sauce right there. I mean, every night, Levine approaches the rim like it's a dunk contest.
Henderson, the pass to Thibault. Beyond the arc. Rebound by Sacramento. Sabonis has got 6 rebounds in the game. Levine on the take. And the dunk by Levine.
Oh, man, what a show this guy puts on. Once Levine has momentum behind him, he's clear for takeoff.
Now here's Henderson. Driving to the basket. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
I mean, that was just terrific work to stay in control and finish.
And the Kings going with a whole new group out there. Portland shooting their first free throw this game.
Yeah, ripped physical guard. Henderson's competitive nature and drive to keep improving is really impressive.
Oh, nice shot by Klingon.
And it's energy like that on both ends of the floor that's got them out ahead.
Outside Carter, the 3. And that's not gonna go. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Portland ahead, they're up by 5. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
Direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll, please. They're measuring up the shot.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Boy, Zach LaVine has been sensational.
What makes him an exciting player is the ultra-aggressive mindset that we saw over and over in the first half.
Yeah, he hasn't been settling. He's getting to the rim, and that's him at his best.
And so in the game for the Kings, Trey Lyles is out there with Jonas Valanciunas. Then it's Malik Monk, and it's Carter in at the point guard position. Klingon's shot is off. The Kings trailing. And when you talk about this Portland team, Stan, they're young and talented. They have some nice pieces going forward.
Yeah, and Brian, it starts with Scoot Henderson and Anthony Simons in that backcourt, but Shaedon Sharpe, when healthy, they've got some good pieces to build around.
Here's Lyles. No points so far. Lyles a screen. Pass to Monk. From behind the arc. Thibault with the board. And it's Henderson with the ball for the Portland Trailblazers. And here's Grant from the arc. Nails it from beyond the arc. And the Trailblazers lead by 2.
High-effort plays tend to pay off for Grant on offense. He knows how to work his way to a shot.
Pass to Valanciunas. They set a pick to the paint. Shoots a fadeaway. And it's LaRavia missing. The Trailblazers have gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. Henderson. Rebound by Sacramento.
Oh, you gotta finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
Thibault against Monk. Pass to Carter. Shot clock at 5. Lets it go from the wing. And another miss by Sacramento. Portland has gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. Grant outside. Here's Klingon. Up top, Grant. Here's Benton. Outside for Grant. Grant with a screen on Carter. Henderson for 3. Rebounded by Lyles. The Kings have gone 2 of 5 in this third quarter. Valanciunas finds Monk. From deep. Offensive rebound, Kings. Here's Carter. Goes back up. And he lays it in. Carter's got 5 points.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Right around 3 minutes into this second half.
2 minutes remaining.
They set the pick. Henderson for 3. Nails it from 3.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, Jimmy Grant averaged single digits in points the first 4 seasons of his career. But over the last 4 seasons, he's scoring over 20 a game. He said it all changed for him back in Detroit, adding, quote, "I grew as a player, being the #1 option and seeing different coverages. Now I'm reaping the benefits," unquote. Brian?
All right, Allie, thanks. Now here's Monk. Pass to Valanciunas. Now here's Monk, tightly guarded. Just 5 on the clock. To the wing on the left. Fires from deep. And it's Lyles missing. Trailblazers lead by 3. And here's Grant from the arc. Knocks down the triple. Grant's got his second basket of the game.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at once.
44 seconds left in the third quarter. Man, showing some terrific range.
3 points.
Lyles has gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Henderson. Oh, okay!
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he's just explosive. I mean, Scoot gets off the ground in a hurry and puts some emphasis on it, too.
Monk for 3. And the Kings with another 3.
3.
23 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Henderson. They set the pick. Here's Klingon. Valanciunas covering. Klingon's shot is off. Three-quarters of play and a close one here. It's the Trailblazers up 2. And coming up as soon as we return. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
Yeah, well, this is the diversification of positions in this league. Everyone does everything now.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. Anthony Simons out there with Sharp. Then it's DeAndre Ayton. Then there's Avdia. And it's Kamare in at the 3 spot. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Ayton with a screen. Simons passes to Avdia. Puts up a 3. And the three-pointer goes.
That's a clutch shot by a big-time shooter. And where's the D?
Outside Levine. Levine slams it home.
Yeah, this is an unbelievable performance from Levine. His offensive skill set is amazing.
There's a screen. Here's Kamare. Avdia outside. No good on the triple. Kings trail by 3. On the wing, DeRozan. Ooh, excellent D there from Ayton.
Aggressive mindset, but the defender just as determined to send him away empty-handed.
The drive by Simons, and he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And this kind of sick slam is just one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now, B.A.
You know, there's an edge the way they play, and a confidence they're not afraid to show. Grant the Kings, one of those up-and-coming teams that are knocking at the door.
Yeah, they have some stars, B.A. They have some great role players, too. Part of their problem is they're in the Western Conference. It's so hard to just make the play-in tournament in that conference.
Pure from three-point range.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Here's Levine for 3. Portland with a rebound. Ayton's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Avdia from outside. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Ellis passes to DeRozan. Left side Murray. Oh, deflected. Avdia with a steal. Three-pointer. It falls. 5 for 11 in the game. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Trailblazers?
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
Yeah, they've also done a great job of running, attacking when they get the chance. Always a great idea.
Pass to Kamari. Out to the wing. Ayton against Sabonis. 5 to shoot. A chance to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. DeRozan outside. Oh, he picked him clean.
2 minutes in the game. 2 minutes.
And here's Simons outside. It's rebounded by Sabonis. Sabonis has got 7 rebounds in the game. Pass to DeRozan. The deep three. And it's Portland with a rebound. Ayton's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Levine against Sharp. And they'll get another chance. Avdia passes to Sharp. 6 on the shot clock. He takes it in.
The burst. Man, Sharp can go from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye.
Sabonis with a screen on Sharp. Levine with room to shoot. And no good, trying to use the glass.
Won't see him miss that one too many times.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
Gotta be careful how you guard Ayton. He's so creative at finding ways to draw fouls.
The second one drops, and that'll push the lead to double digits. And he nails the third. 1:07 left in the fourth. DeRozan outside. Again, the miss by the Kings. Now Portland with it. They're on a 15-6 run.
Well, now it's just a matter of watching the sand fall through the hourglass. This game is wrapped up and a strong showing for the Trailblazers.
One area where they set themselves apart today, their aggressiveness in getting steals.
It really hindered their opponent all game long. And of course, it helped spark their own offense.
And we get spoiled sometimes, but we should take a second to appreciate what a sensational performance this has been for Deni Avdia.
I have to say, he was totally unleashed tonight. Flying up and down the court, helping out however he could. He made a big impact on both ends.
So no problem for Portland as they get the win. A competitive game, you have to feel like.
Plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup. In it forward, it's going to be Markkanen and Collins. Cohen Sexton is out there with Collier. And it's Kessler in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Simons, the pass to Sharp, takes the three. Kessler with the rebound. Sexton against Avdia. Lets it go with the three. And Sexton is good for three.
Well, Sexton's confidence growing now, knocking it down from the three-point line. That's big.
Here's Ayton. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Now, here's Ayton. Oh, Ayton in position. Hammers the alley-oop through.
As long as passes are in that area, Ayton's going to get up and go down.
Portland had, Greg, one of the great guard combinations in Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter.
Man, that was one heck of a backcourt. And they really complemented each other so well. Drexler with his explosive scoring ability and Porter who could just do a little bit of everything.
Pass to Kamare. Launches a three. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
I was able to talk with Chauncey Billups for a minute. He talked about the challenges that come with playing against Lauri Markkanen. Coach said you have to know where Lauri is at all times because he's so effective playing off the ball. He's a knockdown shooter and a smart cutter. And he moves extremely well for his size. His team's got a lot of respect for the mobile 7-footer. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David. He had a nice open look right there.
Not at all a bad passer for a center. Ayton with the feed.
Jazz have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Kessler finds Collins. Takes a three. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor. And Portland with the ball. They're on an 11-2 run. Outside, Simon. Tipped away. Stolen by Markkanen. Back to Sexton. On the wing, Markkanen. Nice ball movement by Utah. Sexton, the pass to Collins. And finished off by Collins.
Willingness to share the ball. Sexton can score and is hungry to do so. You got to keep your teammates happy.
Lets it go from deep. Avdia can't hit. Jazz trail by 4. The open look here for Sexton. And the three ball is good. Sexton's got 8 points.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
The shot by Sharp. Nobody around. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And not just an athlete. Sharp is very crafty with the ball in his hand.
To the middle. Fades. And again, it's Utah.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Ayton dishes to Avdia. Here's Kamare. He's guarded by Markkanen. And the basket by Kamare.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Now, here's Sexton. He's got 8. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Collier. And it's Portland with the rebound.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
And Simons wide open. He'll fight. Off target with his 3. Jazz trail by 4. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Sexton for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. He's got 11.
Well, Sexton feeling it right now, being assertive and getting to the spots on the floor that he wants to operate.
Now here's Simons. Hasn't made one yet. And the slam dunk by Simons.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the
Yep.
flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander. Now it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter of play. Trailblazers. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Portland.
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting well from the three-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
Well, not only that, but you love how unselfish they've been to start this game. That's going to get all the guys in a great flow and feeling good. So moving that ball around and scoring off assists, it's a nice way to play.
We've got Avdia and Vernie Simons out there with Shaden Sharp. Then there's and it's Kamare in at the three, the small forward. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Brent, with Avdia, there's a versatility to his game that not many players can claim.
Yeah, Kevin, it's a great point. He does things on both ends. Sometimes defensively it goes unnoticed, but this guy can play a lot of different positions and is very skilled. He contributes in a lot of ways to his team.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their games to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled their reach. And with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. And Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
Oh, David, no question at all. We thank you for your report.
Out of this world. Sharp is so quick into the air, and then he just hangs forever. Able to do things most others can't.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Simons. He has 5 over Collier. And it's Simons missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Markkanen. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt. And so here's Portland. Here's Sharp, and there's the drive.
And good quickness there. Sharp, exciting to watch when he's in attack mode.
Jazz trail by 9. Collins looking around. Pass to Collier. Collins a screen on Simon. And it's Collier missing. Portland's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13.
Yeah, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
They get the rebound. Kicks it out to Collins. Another shot. Sexton for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Sexton's got 14 points for the game. It feels like every season, Brent, we set a record for pace in the NBA. Why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know, Kevin, if it's every team that's seeking pace, although in every coach's press conference you'll hear about them talking about playing faster and wanting to get out in transition. That's where you take advantages of defenses most. Look, if you got a young team, open up the floodgates and let them run. Probably more success coming your way.
Now, here's Avdia. Hangs on the trifecta. Avdia's got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers.
That's one of the best three-point shooters. You've got to try to scramble the Jets right here and get that guy off the sweet spot.
Markkanen kicks to Collins. .122 left in the first half. Collins a screen on Simon. 4 on the clock. Here's Collier. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Simon.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
Here's Filipowski, and that one good from Clarkson.
Show of confidence right now from Jordan Clarkson and his jump shot.
Trailblazers leading by 4, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Martin.
Well, somehow they kept possession of the ball after that poor pass. They should be very thankful that wasn't a turnover.
Playing in the screen for Henderson. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Jazz trail by 4. Pass to Sensabaugh. And again, it's Utah.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
And here's Henderson. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Manton, the pass to Grant to the right side. Grant with a screen on Clarkson. Here's Manton. And that time, also a missed shot. Pass to Collier. Over to the wing. Here's Filipowski. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. That shot is off. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Trailblazers out in front. They lead by a bucket. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Colin Sexton having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Taking a look at the Jazz. George out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then there's Filipowski. Then it's Martin. And it's Sensabaugh in at the small forward. And it's Martin missing. Portland leading by 5. Here's Benton. They get it back. Thibault kicks to Grant. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Shot clock at 5. Benton. And it's Donovan Clingan with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
George against Henderson. All sorts of time. Basket counts.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on it.
Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Grant outside. Playing in the screen for Grant. And another 3 for Portland.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Hey, Greg, what about Jeremy Grant? He's had about every role you can imagine on any team he's played on.
And Kevin, he started out as a second-round pick, hoping to just make a team. He's been a bench spark plug, a starter, even a #1 option in Detroit for a couple of years. Grant's done it all.
Count it.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Pass to Clingan. Henderson against George. Henderson attacking. And then Henderson with the dunk.
And that kind of sums up how this game is going.
Attack-minded all the way.
Yeah, great read, calls his own number, and then sends it home.
Now here is Martin. Still scoreless. Deflects the pass. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Trailblazers leading by 11. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Sinks the three-pointer.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, some of these nights you got to enjoy yourself. Not too much at the expense of the other team, but right now this team is balling.
Drains the three-pointer.
And developing that three-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Here's the Trailblazers with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run. And then Henderson with the jam.
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen. Now here is Martin. And Klingon pulls it down. Grant against Martin. Grant dishes to Henderson. Back to Grant. Pass to Klingon. Shot clock at 6. Henderson left side. Jacks up a 3. And it's Utah with the rebound. Back in the late 80s and early 90s, Brent, the Blazers had a real chance to win some titles.
Oh, man, they ran into some great teams, too, Kevin. The Bad Boy Pistons and then the Bulls, obviously, with Michael Jordan. You know, winning a title in those days took something special, and the Blazers were right there.
And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. A different look now for Portland.
Substitution on the court.
1:05 left here in the third quarter. Simons against George. And Bernie Simons, and that's good. Simons has got 8 points.
Well, this is one of Simons' strengths, just an outstanding shooter from behind the arc.
George passes to Filipowski. A 3-ball. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Now, here's Avdia. He's got 6. And now running it up the court, Martin pushing it up. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
As a shooter, Clarkson can be so efficient. He gets the ball and goes right into his shot.
Simons against George. Now Simons. He's got 8. Outside, Avdia. Gets it off. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Portland going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've done a lot of great work from long range. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball and how about the perfect delivery.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. We've got Sharp, Avdia out there with DeAndre Ayton. Then it's Anthony Simons. And it's Kamare in at the 3. That's the group on the floor.
Oh, man, finishing it off there. Simons showing great quickness and alertness to get there that time.
Pass to Kessler. Here's Collier, covered by Simons. Collins, good.
Confidence there shown by John Collins. Gotta like watching him go right up for the shot.
Trailblazers leading by 9. Here's Sharp. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation. That's one of the best 3-point shooters. And you got to try to scramble the Jets right here and get that guy off the sweet spot.
Pass to Kamare for 3. Rebound, Utah. Kessler's got his 5th rebound in this one. Sexton the pass to Kessler. Driving in, kicks it out to Collins. The shot by Markkanen, nobody around. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Well, it's not a secret that Markkanen can stroke it from long distance, and that ability is going to help open up the floor for his teammates.
Three-pointer, Simon. Puts up a three. Utah with the rebound. Collins has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Now, here's Markkanen. Defense right on him. Pass to Collier. 5 to shoot. Connects from three-point range.
Beautiful job closing the gap here. Let's see if they can sustain this run.
Well, they've shown both effort and will to get back into this one, but can they finish this one off? Can't let up now.
And that three was big. I mean, it cancels out the triple at the other end, and that appeared to really tighten this game up.
Collins showing more and more some moves that he's getting comfortable with.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Trailblazers.
Guys, the D hasn't had an answer for the three-point shooting, which is why they continue to just fire away from deep.
Well, something else that has stood out is their up-tempo offense. I mean, these guys have been on the track all game long. They're creating high-percentage looks, getting out there on the fast break.
Sharp, the pass to Avdia. From deep. Utah with the rebound. Sexton kicks to Collins. On the wing, Markkanen. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Simon.
Utah ball.
There's a minute 47 left in the 4th. Avdia against Collins. Kessler passes to Collier. Just 5 to shoot. Puts up a deep three. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Trailblazers leading by 5. Pass to Sharp. And Simons has it in the corner. Sharp sets the pick for Simon. And the 3 off target. Utah has gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the 4th quarter so far.
Well, you make strides to get back in the ball game, but an errant shot like that can definitely cost you any kind of momentum. Have to use better judgment there.
Ayton wide open. Knocks down the 3-ball. And the Trailblazers lead by 8.
And this is something Ayton has to keep developing. In this era, big men have to possess an outside jumper.
Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
And a miss there on the triple.
And I think they realize any hope of a comeback is gone.
Well, realistic at this stage of the game, they're going to lose this one, but will they take something from the loss? The big man coming through. Collins delivering. That's the big fella.
Avdia gets to Ayton. Tries a 3. Again the miss by Ayton. Right side, Collins. And there's the call on Matisse Thybulle. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul. On the floor for your Trailblazers.
6 seconds left in the game. And it's Collier missing. And so it's Portland winning this one. It was a fantastic.
Jazz starting five. Collins and Kessler there in the middle. Sexton and Markkanen out on the wings. And it's Collier in at the point guard position. And for Sacramento, DeRozan and Murray in at the forward spots. Then it's Domantas Sabonis. Then there's Zach LaVine. And it's Ellis in at the one. From outside the arc. Hauled in by the Kings. Doris, I'm going to give you three names here. John Stockton, Karl Malone, Pete Maravich. Which one is the greatest player to ever wear a Jazz uniform?
I'm not going greatest player, B.A. I'm going greatest tandem in the history of the Utah Jazz. John Stockton and Karl Malone in pick-and-roll play were poetry in motion.
Sabonis against Collins. DeRozan outside. Inside. Wide open. That one no good.
And the defense gets bailed out by the miss. He usually converts that.
Kessler, a screen on Murray. And here's Collins for three. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Yeah, complete focus there. Collins giving his shot all of his attention.
Ellis passes to Sabonis. Here's Ellis. From deep three-point land, the long-distance three is buried.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
For Sacramento, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. LaVine passes to Murray. Back to LaVine. The three ball. Kessler with a rebound.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Collins against LaVine. Pass to Collier. Markkanen sets a screen. That's good from Collier on the assist by Markkanen.
That's just great recognition from your big man, right? Markkanen is going to find the open teammate and put it on time and on target. I love this guy's passing skills. Have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
Here's Collins. Sacramento getting their last shot to go. Here's Collier. Here's the three. And Domantas Sabonis pulls it down. Sacramento has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Well, Grant, in the spring of 2024, a remarkable streak ended. Domantas Sabonis had recorded 61 consecutive double-doubles.
Yeah, it was the longest streak since the merger back in 1976. Now, Sabonis has led the NBA in rebounding multiple years. Plus, he has averaged 8 assists in a season, so that is big-time production.
Pass to Markkanen. There's a minute 59 left in the first. For three, Collier. Offensive rebound. Collins passes to Kessler. Deflected!
That shot won't fly with Sabonis around. Nearly 7 feet tall, plus his reach. He creates serious coverage.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, John Collins is fitting nicely on the Jazz, and Coach Will Hardy said he's given us a huge lift on the offensive end. He's a tough cover, the way he's able to mix up popping and rolling. The defense can't prepare for just one thing. It makes him a dynamic threat.
Able to score on multiple levels, Allie. Thank you. Now here's Kessler. No made baskets yet. And it's going to be out of bounds with the Jazz retaining possession. The three from Sexton knocks down the long J.
How about the response from Colin Sexton with some range?
Picked by Murray. Here's Ellis. That three's off the mark. Utah has gone 3 of 7 from beyond the arc in the first. Markkanen finds Kessler. Kessler a screen. Pulls it from the top of the key. For three, Collins. Rebound by Sacramento. Sabonis has got 5 rebounds tonight. DeRozan deciding where to go with it. Misses the three. Utah trailing here. Here's Markkanen. And Markkanen with the stuff.
That's showing a little bit of straight line speed. Markkanen opening up in transition. Nice.
Here's LaVine. Yes, great play by DeRozan to set him up. Levine's got 7.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Pass to Markkanen. And finished off by Kessler.
And it's so hard to stop the putback when you let him live at the rim like that.
Boy, once he gets his hands on it around the rim, it's too late.
How about the activity level, the effort level? This team right now feeding off his energy.
Here's Sexton. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. It's all tied in Sacramento. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And what do you think about the Kings here, guys?
Give it up for their D. They're battling, communicating, and coming up with key stops.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
So the Jazz 5 right now. Sexton and Markkanen out on the wing. Collins and Kessler there in the middle. And it's Collier in at the point. Grant, when you talk about consistency and officiating game to game, you think there's room for improvement?
You know, I do think so. I mean, they're allowing more contact, but overall, more clarity on what constitutes legal guarding position would help players and officials.
Shot's good by Collier.
Always a bonus when points come from unlikely sources. And you can see this guy's been working on that shot.
Here's Levine for 3. Oh, Levine, an aerial assault.
Levine cooking right now, and if I'm the defense, I'm trying to make sure I knock him off balance.
Here's Kessler. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. For Sacramento, they've got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. And Levine, here we go. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 14 points for him.
Yeah, Levine not a guy you want to concede that mid-range game to. So skilled in that area.
Lets it fly. Collier, no good. The Kings leading. Sabonis with a screen on Sexton. Left side Levine over Sexton. Shot by Levine, no good.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Markkanen, the pass to Collins. Beyond the arc. Outside for Sexton. Markkanen left side. And the 17-footer goes down. Markkanen's got 7.
Well, nice job to capitalize right there in an instance where all you got to do is catch and shoot.
And it's DeRozan missing.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Walker.
Good on the bucket.
Assisted by
Kings trail by 3. And here the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. Here's Sabonis, takes it inside. Sabonis with a screen on Sexton. 4 on the clock. Good on the shot. Levine's got 9 points in the quarter.
I tell you, a number of ways to score off the pick and roll, and Levine makes it look easy.
And for a scorer as prolific as Markkanen, he doesn't need the ball in his hands too often.
So many of his scores come off assists. So just a great sense of when to get into space and become available.
And a miss there on the triple.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Sexton misses.
We all know he's a good shooter. But from that distance, I don't think so.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Collier, no good. The Kings trailing. Murray passes to Levine. Murray, a screen on Sexton. Here's Levine. Utah grabs the miss. And rejected.
And this is crucial for Markkanen's overall development, that he ups his defense and looks to block some shots.
That's what he does. Lauri Markkanen.
The three-point shot has been his weapon of choice this quarter.
Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Here's DeRozan. On the wing, Levine. Checked by Sexton. Sacramento again missing. Here's Utah. They've outscored them 10-2 during this run. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. The deep three from Levine. Good. And it's DeRozan who picks up the assist. Levine's got 19 points.
Well, this is Levine's mindset. He is ready to shoot as soon as that ball touches his hand.
Marketed for three. Rebounded. Sabonis. In the quarter management here. They can go 2 for 1.
Make the math work in your face.
And Levine throws it down.
Oh, what a finish by Zach Levine. Off his feet in a hurry, folks.
Here's Marketed. Nice touch inside there from Marketed.
I tell you, he's making everything he looks at tonight. He should be their #1 option on every possession.
It's DeRozan with a drive. And they recover it. Sabonis, he's open. Rebound, Utah. Kessler's got 11 rebounds in the game. Here's Sexton. They get it back. Marketed outside. Let's go with a three. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's Lauri Markkanen making things happen for the Utah Jazz. He's found his range, hitting 3 triples in the quarter. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Boy, Zach LaVine has been sensational.
He's hit shot after shot from deep. He's so locked in right now.
Well, he's in a great rhythm, looking comfortable and confident.
They've got Malik Monk. Trey Lyles is out there with Jonas Valanciunas, and it's LaRavia in at the 3. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. The Jazz are making progress. Coach Will Hardy said this team has shown grit and character and has developed a lot of confidence. When we're going through game preparations, the players walk away knowing if they do certain things, they can win. That's a big step in the right direction.
A bright future, Allie. Thank you. Now here's Clarkson. 7-point game, biggest lead so far. Monk with a steal. And pushing it up, here's Sacramento. Carter from outside. Pass to Lyles. From the arc. Drills it from deep.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
Clarkson for 3. Another 3 for Utah.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Now here's Valanciunas. Still without a bucket. Up top, Monk. Shot clock at 6. Here's Lyles. Three-pointer, no good. Jazz leading by 7. Clarkson outside. Three-pointer off the mark. The Kings have gotten just 1 of 5 shots to drop since halftime. Lyles a screen. The 3 from Valanciunas. Fires in the triple. Valanciunas has gotten himself on the board with a 3 there. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Utah. Clarkson outside. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. And the Jazz lead by 7.
Well, pick your poison. Jordan Clarkson is proficient in the pick-and-roll game, and he's basically saying, what do you want to give me? I'm going to take advantage.
Connects from downtown.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Hendricks off the mark there with a 3. Sacramento has gone 3 of 7 from deep so far in the third quarter. Lyles' shot is good. And now it's just a 2-point Jazz lead.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
For Sacramento, they've gone 4 of 8 in the third. Here's Arabia. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. 1:49 left in the third. Filipowski kicks it to George. Unloads. He squares up and sinks it. George has got 5 points now in the quarter. Lyles a screen. It's tipped. Here's Hendricks. Still no points. George outside.
Utah foul. Filipowski. First personal foul.
Kings trail by 4. A minute 20 left in the third quarter. Pass to Lyles. For 3. It's rebounded by George. George has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Hendricks. Misses the 3. Used the pump fake well, but he couldn't capitalize. Here's Arabia. Fires the 3. Drops in the 3. Arabia's got his first 3 points of the game.
I'll tell you, he'll take that all day, every day. I'm sure he was shocked to find himself that wide open.
George for 3. Hits a 3-pointer. And the Jazz lead by 4.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
Monk finds Valanciunas. 30 seconds left to play in the third. Monk passes to Lyles. Just 5 to shoot. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Jazz leading by 4. Here's Sensabaugh. Clarkson outside. And it's Utah scoring again.
He really hooked the defender with that pump fake. It worked to perfection.
And so it's Utah with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. They've been lights out from deep, and it's a big reason why they have a lead in this one. We'll be right back. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth. George out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then it's Filipowski, and it's Sensabaugh in at the small forward position. Now here's Clarkson. Wing shot on the way. Pass to Hendricks. Fires for 3. Sends it home from three-point land. Hendricks has gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, B.A., that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
And it's a completely new group for the Kings. Here's Levine for 3. He buries it from 3. Levine's got 24 points.
Levine's form is pure. That three-point shot is pretty.
Collier, no good. Kings trail by 8. Outside Levine. Fires the 3. Collins with the rebound. Collins has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Sexton finds Kessler. Kessler a screen for 3. Collier. Oh, and again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Well, the defense daring him to shoot, and he makes them pay for their disrespect.
The 3. And that doesn't go either for Levine. And here's Markkanen. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. They lead by 11, largest margin of the game. Wasted no time with that shot, but it's off the mark. Here's Kessler. No good with the triple. For For Sacramento, they've gone 1 of 4 since the fourth quarter began. Here's Sabonis, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Sabonis has got his first points of the game.
Boy, that could have been an empty possession, but Sabonis hustle on the glass, turns it into a couple of points.
Pass to Collins. Back to Sexton. Collins a screen. This one for 3. Sexton misses. Kings trail by 9. Murray deciding where to go with it. There's the triple. Keegan for 3.
The main role of Murray offensively, hit those threes, spread out that defense.
Markkanen with it. Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. For 3, Collier. Offensive rebound. Collins finds Kessler. For 3, Collier. Rebounded, Domantas Sabonis. Sabonis is from deep three-point land. Ellis passes to Sabonis. Utah grabs the miss.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Here's Kessler. Utah with another miss.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Here's Ellis. The rebound by Markkanen. Jazz leading by 6. From 17. Oh, that bucket gives him his 7th field goal in 12 tries.
Now, this is Markkanen cleaning up on the offensive end. 7-footer, just so skilled. He can find different spots to be effective.
Here's Murray. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. They'll pin that one on John Collins. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
Well, they have owned the offensive perimeter throughout this game, finding lots of openings and turning them into big shots.
And the other thing, guys, credit their game plan. They've been getting the looks they want, and they are executing at a high level.
Now here's Sexton. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the pump fake. Sabonis outside. 1:11 left to play in the fourth quarter. Levine against Sexton. Murray, a screen on Sexton. Oh, and the jam by Levine.
This guy is big time, unafraid in the moments that matter most. Levine, big time.
Here's Collier. Pass to Collins. Kessler, a screen on Murray. Collins passes to Sexton. Off target from 3-point range.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Got it.
Big shot with time winding down. Clutch move by Levine.
Trying here to put the game out of reach.
And that's why it's important to play this one smart.
Here's Collins. There's the drive. Over to the wing. Kessler's got space. The Jazz again can't hit. And it's Sacramento's ball. They're on a 13-5 run. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Big time shot, sending his teammates into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
Levine against Sexton. And they foul intentionally. Now they're going to have to do that again. They're not in the penalty just yet.
Getting a little desperate at this stage. I mean, the clock's the big factor.
0-0. Jordan Clarkson.
5 ticks left in the fourth quarter. From deep. No luck on that one. The Kings call timeout. All right, guys, how do you see him managing the next possession?
And there's not enough time to catch and shoot, so they'll have to tip it in off the inbound pass.
Let's go live to the best fans in the NBA. Let's get loud.
And so it's Utah who scraped by with the win. And this was an emotional win. Allie, thank you as always.
Thank you for coming out.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
battle won in the trenches. Each team with a formidable front court.
Yeah, both these teams are loaded with a lot of skill down low. Kind of old school. Should be a physical contest.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. We've got Anthony Simons. Andre Ayton out there with Denny Avdia. Then it's Shaedon Sharpe. And it's Kamare in at the 3 spot.
Uses the pick to just perfection. Levine knocking it down.
And so it's the Kings getting on the board first. And Domantas Sabonis pulls it down.
You know, you'd love to see him pull that off, but instead he goes from highlight reel to the bloopers.
No coverage that time.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now, here's Avdia. Avdia with a screen for Simon. Here's Ayton. Outside, Simons. Simons got the loose ball, but that will be a backcourt violation.
Sacramento ball.
Knocked away. Here we go, one-on-one. Fires the 3. Hits the 3-point bomb.
The transition 3. It's part of the new NBA. And when he's taking them, it's a great shot.
Hey, Greg, one thing that the Kings have had work for them over the last few seasons is their depth.
And have made some shrewd moves to fill out their bench. Got great contributions from their 6 through 10 players. It's been a big part of their recent success.
And Portland has possession. Sacramento able to drain the 3. Here's Avdia. And another 3 for Portland.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
DeRozan for 3. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Trailblazers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Pass to Kamare. Here's the screen. The 3-pointer, no good. The Kings have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And it's DeRozan missing. Portland's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Avdia kicks to Simons. Avdia, a screen on Levine. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Back to DeRozan. Pass to Sabonis. DeRozan with a screen for Sabonis. Inside, kick out to Levine. 6 to shoot. There's the drive, and the chip by Levine.
Check out Levine getting artful at the rim, leaving the defense just completely clueless of how to stop it.
Simons against Ellis. Now Sharpe. Spins. And then Sharpe with the dunk.
Out of this world. Sharpe is so quick into the air, and then he just hangs forever. Able to do things most others can't.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, Anthony Simons came into the NBA at age 19, and he's paid his dues, working his way up from the end of the bench to a starring role. Coach Chauncey Billups says he just believes he's one of the best players in the NBA, and confidence is a big thing. Well, Kevin, he certainly earned it. Back to you.
I would totally agree with you, D.A. Thank you so much. Now, here's Simons. Still without a basket. And Portland turns it over again. .136 left to play in the first. And, Richard, you look back, Zach LaVine has been one of those microwave-type players. He can get hot in a blink of an eye.
Zach LaVine is one of those players that when he catches fire, there is nothing you can do about it. He can score from deep, multiple level score, and when he gets going, ooh, it could be a problem.
Offensive rebound. Outside, Avdia. They set the screen. Offline with his 3. Sacramento leading by 5. Wide open look here for Murray. Sacramento again missing. Simons against Ellis. And it's Simons missing.
just enough resistance to force the miss. Barely. That's one he'll generally make.
DeRozan for three. Sabonis. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Trailblazers trail by 5. 26 seconds left in the first quarter of the game.
Used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
And Zoelos will bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. Murray is screen on Sharp. Levine inside the three-point line. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Levine's got 9. Murray against Avdia. Here's the 3. Drills the three-pointer. And DeRozan kicks to Ellis. Fires the 3. No good on the last second attempt there. Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Kings ahead. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento so far, guys, what do you think?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
They are playing for one another and focusing on making winning plays. You love to see it.
DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Ellis is out there with Zach LaVine. And it's Sabonis in at the center position. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. Murray sets a screen for LaVine. And the jam by LaVine.
I don't know where you've been, but everybody else knows that Zach LaVine, this man is an aerial artist. He makes the hardest dunks look so easy.
And Klingon has it in the corner. This one for 3. Drills it from outside. Klingon's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
When he has that much space, he's a pretty good bet to nail the 3.
There's a screen by Murray. Poked away and stolen by Thibault. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. To the wing on the left. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots. And again, it's Portland converting. The Kings trailing. Ellis surveying the D. Nailed from three-point land. Ellis has got 6.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
Henderson outside. Pass to Benton. Knocks it loose. Back to Henderson. Clock at 6. And Ellis with the block. And they recover it. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Sacramento's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And LaVine. Oh my goodness, the slam!
Well, LaVine is fired up tonight and having no trouble finding points for his squad.
Grant with a screen on LaVine. Here's Benton. Here's Klingon. Pass to Benton. The second chance effort. He lays it in. And a big part of perimeter defense, Greg, avoiding screens. What are some of the tricks of the trade in that regard?
Well, sometimes you have to get skinny. I mean, other times it's using your strength. A lot goes into it. Also, getting the cadence for the screener. It's one of the more challenging aspects of NBA defense.
Kings leading now by 4. And here we go. Fast break. Murray's got it. Fires from deep. And Klingon pulls it down. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Henderson outside. Klingon the screen for Henderson. There's the triple. And Sabonis pulls it down. the Kings have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Ellis dishes to DeRozan. Murray sets a screen for DeRozan. Ellis outside. Buries the long-range jumper. Ellis has got the lead up to 7 now for Sacramento. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. But tried by Henderson. And Henderson throws it down hard.
Explosive in every way. The quick first step, and then you see the hop.
There's a screen by Murray. Over in the corner, Ellis. The 3. Portland grabs the miss.
That is not a guy you want to allow open looks from range. Lucky for the defense, he just couldn't get it to go.
Idle for 3. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got 5 rebounds tonight. Idle for 3. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
That's a layup for him. He's just too open.
For 3, Levine. And Klingon pulls it down. Klingon's got his 4th rebound in this one. Grant against Sabonis. No good from Grant. In the corner, it's Levine. Jacks up a 3. No good on that one. Here's Banton. It'll count. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Kings lead by 2. A chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for 3rd quarter basketball. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You love guys who can get their shot within the flow of the offense.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers. In at the small and power forwards, it's Thibault and Grant. Then it's Henderson. Then there's Klingon. And it's Banton in at the shooting guard.
And you gotta love that 3-point stroke of Monk. I mean, he's got such a high arcing shot there. It gives it a good chance to go in from deep.
Klingon the screen for Henderson. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, the Blazers are in the midst of a rebuild. Coach Chauncey Billups said it's been a tough couple of years. I'm just here every day grinding through it, helping my guys the best I can. I'm ready for that challenge and that pressure to go out and compete with these best teams. In the NBA, Kevin, this sort of thing takes time.
A lot of time, but the West is tough, David. Thank you.
Defense kind of rolled the dice there, and I'm a little surprised that it ended up going their way with the miss.
And RJ Malik Monk has evolved into an elite bench threat.
Has always had the game for that role. Letting him be that spark plug guy suits him perfectly. And when he's hot, he is as dangerous as anyone in this league.
Sacramento's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the 3rd quarter so far. Monk, no one around him, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Monk's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the 3rd for the Kings. Grant with a screen on Monk. That's tipped. Pass to Banton.
Come to me.
Grant surveying the D. Here's Banton. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
And nice pass by Grant. And this is what happens when you become a great scorer. You draw defenders, which often leaves someone open.
The shot by Monk is no good. Portland trailing here. Henderson outside. Pass to Klingon. For the lead. It's hauled in by Lyle.
Yeah, that's a shame because I'm not sure the defense will let him get a shot that good again very soon.
Here's Laravia. In the corner, it's Monk. And once again, off the mark by Sacramento. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. No good from Grant. The Kings have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts in the second half.
And it's great to watch Monk share the ball. He's a more than capable passer when his mind is right.
Pass to Klingon. Feibel for 3. Rebound by the Kings. Valanciunas has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Laravia. Another 3 for Sacramento.
You give a shooter of his caliber that much time to seam it up? Oh, yeah, you're done.
Wide open look here for Klingon. No good on the triple. Kings leading now by 7. Wiles with the screen. Pass to Valanciunas. To the left side wing. It's up a 3. Here's Laravia. Launches a 3. And here is Monk. Miles sets a screen for Monk. 5 on the clock. And another shot. And he connects with the jumper. Monk's got the lead up to 9 now for the Kings.
How about the confidence from Monk? His jumper continues to look better and better with each game.
Shots good by Banton.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Outside Carter. Portland grabs the miss. Klingon's got 6 rebounds now in the game. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Sacramento leading by 7. And there's the call on Matisse Thybulle. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul. Substituting on the court.
19 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Sharp against Monk. Wiles a screen on Sharp. Pass to Wiles. 4 seconds left. Unable to get that one.
Really thought he had this one. And the defense, they were giving it to him.
And so it's the Sacramento Kings heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we... And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a spectacular shot. This is one of those times.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Monk is out there with Carter. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. Then it's Trey Lyles. And it's Laravia in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. Back to Abdia. Pass to Sharp. Hands it from downtown.
Great at creating shots. Sharp did it there with that catch and shoot.
Carter against Simon. The shot's good from Carter. Carter's got 11 in the second half.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
And it's Simon's missing.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the game come to you.
Sharp. The kick out to Simon. Driving inside.
Nice vision from the youngster Sharp that time.
Kings leading now by 7. Carter, the pass to Monk. Back to Carter. Rebound by the Trailblazers. And here is Simon. That's a completely new group on the floor for the Kings.
First team foul. Substituting on the court.
Pass to Kamare. Simons with the screen on DeRozan. And the shot goes in. Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Outside, Sabonis from deep three-point territory. A rebound by Simon.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Avdia, the pass to Sharp. Outside, Avdia. Trains the three-pointer. Now just a 2-point Kings lead.
And all of a sudden, that great run makes this a ball game again. And now is no time to take your foot off the gas. They have got to stay aggressive.
It's one thing to get close, but do they have enough left in the tank to take the lead? We'll have to see.
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch. And he's got it going right now. That's who they want taking the big shot.
Simons kicks to Ayton. Pass to Kamare. Ayton a screen on DeRozan.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Here's Kamare. DeRozan defending. Shot clock at 5. Simons. Sabonis grabs the ball. Sabonis has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Levine for 3. Count that as his 7th field goal, 9 tries. Shooting 78%.
There's Levine showing out with that high-arcing jump shot from the corner.
Simons with the ball. Now guarded by DeRozan. Kamare misses. Kings leading now by 7. Ellis, the pass to Levine. Fourth quarter of play and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. And Levine with the slam.
Whoa, just climbing the ladder for that 360. Stupendous hop.
Yeah, Greg, he was sky high on that finish.
Maybe they've been going to him a little too much. Now, he's having a great game, but his team is losing, and that is all that matters.
The wide open look here for DeRozan. No good that time.
Now, I understand that that shot didn't go down, but they will take that look every trip down the floor.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period.
Ellis can't get it to go.
Hey, look, I'm not going to lie here. That's a shot that he needs to be making. There are no excuses.
Lets it go from deep. Avdia can't hit.
And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
And slam dunk by Sabonis.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
No let up with these guys. They're going for the throat now.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Money!
DeAndre Ayton.
And it's the Kings with the ball. They've led by as much as 10. Levine against Sharp. Now Levine. Fires from way outside. And the miss. So it's Sacramento picking up the win. Probably a little close. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
many teams like that anymore, but it's all about the details and execution for these teams to maximize their possessions.
Here's the starting group for Portland. We've got Avdia, Sharp out there with Anthony Simons. Then it's DeAndre Ayton, and it's Kamare in at the 3 slot. Oh, he goes up high for the two-handed slam.
Just rising up to the rim.
Man, when he gets up there, he gets up there. You know what I'm saying?
You won't see him miss that one too many times.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Will Hardy. How they'll go about defending DeAndre Ayton came up, and Coach told me once Ayton gets deep, it's too late. We need to find him early and not let him set up down low. Push him out to the line. That's a lot to be pushing around with Ayton being as big as they come, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie. Blockbuster trades have become more the norm here in the NBA, Grant. Just ask Portland in 2023.
Yeah, the Trailblazers were at the center of some big moves, but that's just how it's done now. Entire teams can be restructured in the process of a single transaction.
Here's Kamare. Here's Avdia. There's the drive. Oh, a beautiful reverse layup.
Oh, just an easy reverse for him. He has nice feel and touch around the bucket.
Sexton looking around. Over Sharp. No good there, off the double clutch.
I understand why he pulled up for the leaner right there, but the defense adjusted to that very well.
Avdia from outside. That shot missing.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving.
Incredible. I mean, high energy in transition. Just beating the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Simon's shot is good.
He gets his man on the ground and stays in rhythm on that shot. So special.
My goodness, he certainly got the defender with that move. My ankles are hurting all the way over here.
Collins. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
And if you foul a big like Collins, you better not let them get the shot off, or they'll have a chance to put up another point.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And it's Simons penetrating, and that one is stuffed right through.
What? Wait. Hey, dunks are always for the big boy.
Emphatic move by the point guard.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring options. Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
And there's the screen. Here's Sharp. And he makes it on the layup.
And his athleticism is big for Sharp in the post. And he can finish with either hand as well. So he'll get a lot of points down low there in his career.
Sexton, that's good.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Portland leading. Avdia from outside. Out to Simons. 4-3. Kessler with a rebound. And so Sexton will bring it up for the Jazz. Over Simons. Markkanen, the pass to Sexton. Avdia with a steal. Pass to Ayton. Oh, from deep. Utah grabs the miss. We've got 1:08 left to play in the first. Collins with a screen on Simons. Avdia with a steal. It's a one-on-one situation. Again, the miss by Portland.
Something's off about him this quarter.
Yeah, and sometimes guys just start pressing. The best thing for him is to just slow it down and concentrate on solid shot selection.
Hits the trifecta.
I mean, let me remind you, Markkanen is 7 feet tall. It's incredible how he shoots it so well from deep.
Here's Avdia. Oh, a nice one-handed slam right there.
All he needed was a little separation. So effective.
Boy, cleared the path, put him in position for a prime-time dunk.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Simon's shot is good.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Goes up on the wing. Stolen by Ayton. Hits sharp on the wing. Checked by Sexton. And a two-handed jam.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
Anthony Simons has been leading the charge for the Portland Trail Blazers. He puts it. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Portland.
Well, there's no reason to take risky shots when you can collect points at the rim.
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers. They've got Shaden Sharp, Abdia out there with DeAndre Ayton. Then there's Anthony Simons, and it's Kamare in at the small forward. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Brian, Lauri Markkanen's shooting stroke at 7 feet tall had former Mavericks coach Rick Carlisle comparing him to Dirk. Lauri said it feels good to hear that because he's obviously a Hall of Famer, but there's still a long way to go, and it gives me more motivation to keep getting better. He's not getting a big head, Brian.
No, he's not, and that's the way you have to approach it to be great. Thanks, Allie. So Portland ends up going with a new group. Grant outside, 5 on the clock. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Well, the Jazz are one of just 10 NBA franchises to never win a championship.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to believe considering they had the 4th best winning percentage in NBA history. Think about it. If it weren't for one Michael Jordan, they'd probably have 2 rings.
Here's Banton. Rebound, Utah. Kessler's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Klingon. He's covered by Kessler. All alone. And the sweet roll that time on the rim. That one falls. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Portland.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
Yeah, I also like how they've immediately gotten out in transition. They came to run, and we'll see if they can keep it up.
Banton on the wing. Checked by Sexton. Pass to Henderson. From downtown. They get it again. Here's Klingon. Misses the fadeaway inside. Jazz trail by 8. Now Markkanen. He's got 5. Outside Sexton. Jacks up a 3. Utah with another miss. The Trailblazers have got 2 of 7 attempts to drop since the end of the first quarter. Here's Banton. Checked by Sexton. Lets a 3 fly. Banton, good. And the Trailblazers lead by 11.
Well, it's a 3-point shooting lead. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Coach, it's such a difficult transition to the NBA. Scoot Henderson joins from the G League Ignite. What do you see in his game?
Well, look, I see a really talented guy who plays the game hard. What you've got to get improvement in are the 2 areas that most people have to improve in: shooting and decision making.
Grant's shot is off. Utah's gone 4 of 8 from 3, a nice percentage. Banton pulls it in.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
And it's blocked by Kessler. And it's going to be out of bounds. Portland will have another go. So Utah ends up going with a new group. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Pass to Klingon. 6 to shoot. Launches a three. It's rebounded by Hendricks. Jazz trail by 8. George for three. The shot misses. And Portland's shooting at about 44% so far. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Lots of Grants in the NBA over the years. Jeremy Grant acts like a guy who grew up around the league. You can really see it, Coach.
Well, Brian, he really did grow up around the league, and really just a high IQ player, great in the locker room, gives you great energy and effort every night.
And that one's good. Clarkson.
Well, that's basically a warm-up three for him. The defense can't allow him that caliber of attempt.
There's 37 seconds left in the first half. The three-pointer off the mark. Trailblazers lead by 6. Grant finds Henderson. Knocks it down from distance. Henderson's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Hendricks. He's covered by Grant. Hendricks, no good. Here's Banton. And so it's Portland. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. Their play has earned them a nice lead, one they'll look to build on as the game continues. More 2K action in just a moment.
And get ready for the fan half-court shot from. They're measuring up the shot.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. You look at Anthony Simons, he's been playing really well.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Jordan Clarkson is out there with Keontae George. Then it's Filipowski, and it's Hendricks in at the power forward position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Steps back. The 3 from Ayton. They grab their own miss. There's Simons with a 3. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Clarkson against Sharp. Shakes him. And that one's good. Clarkson's got 5. Grant, there's a huge difference between talent on paper versus winning.
You're right, B.A., and it comes down to coaching, chemistry, and sacrifice. But I think the biggest thing is effort. All things being equal, the team that plays the hardest is going to win.
Jazz trail by 12. Here's Sensabaugh. No points yet. The quick look, no good that time. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
The NBA wants to ensure that every team has a shot. Commissioner Adam Silver said, we want parity of opportunity. People aren't interested in seeing teams buy championships, and we've made progress. In the long term, we're better off with more competitive fairness among all of the teams.
That's true. It keeps everything interesting. Thanks, Allie.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Utah has gone 6 of 14 from the perimeter tonight. Well, the truth is, Stan, you lose a franchise legend like Damian Lillard, it really changes your identity.
Oh, it does, Brian. Their offense ran through Lillard for over a decade. Last year was almost a total reset. Now someone has to step up and be that guy.
George passes to Clarkson from deep three-point range. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Trailblazers lead by 12. The 3 from Ayton. Simons passes to Sharp, launches it. Clarkson against Avdia. Portland again missing. Utah's gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. Knocks down the long J.
Rise and fire away. This is Clarkson's attitude as soon as he catches the rock.
Well, Portland's shooting only 30% in the third quarter. Takes the 3. Kamare, that's good. Kamare's got 5 points now this quarter. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for the Utah Jazz. A 12-point game. Shot's good by Sensabaugh.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Trailblazers foul. Kamara. That's his first personal foul.
So both teams making some changes here. Utah has gone 2 of 3 from outside so far in the third quarter. For 3, Collier. Offensive board. Here's Kessler. And finished off by Kessler.
Grabs the board and goes right in for the putback. I love it, B.A.
Yeah, wanting to close the gap. Makes sense to get aggressive on the glass here. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Lauri Markkanen. That's his first foul of the game. We've got 1:08 left in the third. And there's a pick. Henderson for 3. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got rebound number 8 now. Down low. Picked it. Here's Thibault. Again, the miss by Portland. Jazz trail by 8. Left side, Sexton. There's the 3. On target from range. Sexton's got 6.
I mean, Sexton can shoot from anywhere. Strong from beyond the arc.
Here's Banton. Outside Thibault. Grant with a screen on Markkanen. Here's Thibault. Here's Klingon. He's covered by Kessler. And Klingon hits from deep. He's got 5. Utah has gone 3 of 5 from downtown here in the second half. Collins a screen. The 3. Markkanen outside. Here's Kessler. Off target with the 3. Now here's Thibault. And here at the end of the third, it's a double-digit ball game. It's the Trailblazers. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That is pretty.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. So the Trailblazers 5 right now. Thibault and Grant are at the forward spots. Then there's Scoot Henderson. Then there's Klingon. And it's Rupert in at the shooting guard position. Henderson misses. Jazz trail by 9. He shoots it. And Markkanen gets it to go on the assist by Collins.
Looking like a guard, the big man Markkanen has a solid understanding of when to shoot off the dribble.
Pass to Thibault. The 3 is up. Fires in the triple. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the 3 is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Markkanen from long range. He buries it from 3.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Kessler with a bucket.
Yeah, moving the ball with a purpose. Lauri Markkanen. Nice pass.
Trailblazers lead by 5. And stolen by Markkanen. For 3, Collier. They get it again. For three, Collins knocks down the triple. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Jazz.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
Yeah, another thing they did well, running the floor. They've kept the pace high and pulled away with their transition offense. Yeah, he's just explosive. I mean, Scoot gets off the ground in a hurry and puts some emphasis on it, too.
They set the screen. For three, Collins. And Klingon pulls it down. Klingon's got 5 rebounds in the game. Takes a three. Utah grabs the miss. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. It's stolen. In transition. Outside for Henderson. Pass to Rupert. 6 on the shot clock. Utah grabs the miss. Collins has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Collier, defended by Henderson.
2 minutes remaining.
Now Kessler.
2 minutes.
Now Markkanen. There's Markkanen. And Klingon pulls it down. Trailblazers lead by 4. And here's Grant from the arc. It's hauled in by Collier.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Henderson for 3. Drills it from deep.
Key points from Henderson. Stepping up. Scoot, young man, scoot.
Bible with a steal. Grant against Markkanen. Thibault, a screen on Markkanen. And here's Grant from the arc. Rebounded by the Jazz. Kessler's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. 3-pointer. And it's Sexton. That time on the assist from Collier. Sexton's got 9 points now in the second half. Grant the screen. Lets it go from deep. And connects from downtown.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
To the middle. Stolen by Kessler. And now the Jazz on the run in transition. Money.
Yeah, ready for the big moment. Collins believed in his ability to deliver the big-time shot.
Yes!
The heat is on, but Grant keeps his composure. He doesn't let the situation affect the quality of his shot.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Both teams deciding to change it up.
Substitution on the court.
26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Ayton. Banked it in off the glass. And the Trailblazers lead by 6.
Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
Simons passes to Ayton. Fires from way outside. No good. And so Portland takes the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them. They had to...
to the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Zach LaVine is out there with Ellis. And it's Sabonis in at the 5 spot. So the Utah Jazz able to put the first points up on the board. Here's Sabonis. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
I'd like to see Sabonis shoot that ball just like that. A gorgeous stroke from the lefty.
Kessler, no good. DeRozan with it. From deep. Sexton grabs the board. Fast break. Here come the Jazz. Markkanen can't get it to go. LaVine against Sexton. For 3, Murray cranes it from beyond the arc.
Oh, how about that play out of the pick and roll? This is why Murray gets involved in that action.
Well, the Kings went from 3 seed in 2023 to out of the playoffs completely, Brent, last season.
Well, it speaks to how competitive the Western Conference was. You know, you got to realize, Kevin, Sacramento won just 2 less games than they did after that magical run in 2023. West was just better. So the Kings got to fill some holes, find some pieces, and hopefully have some guys improve upon what they did last season.
And the ball out of play. The Kings will inbound. A former Jazz big man, Carlos Boozer, among those in attendance here tonight.
And he was a 2-time All-Star with the Jazz. His strength and ability to finish over either shoulder made him such a tough cover inside.
Shots good by Sabonis.
Yeah, Sabonis just cleaning the board, taking care of business. That's just too easy if you're the defense.
Kessler with it, picked up by Ellis. Kessler setting the pick for Collins. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Here's Sabonis. No good, shot missing. Collins with some nice D. Markkanen from outside. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
Talk about confidence. Markkanen feeling like he can drill shots from anywhere right now.
Deep 2 from Murray. Utah with the rebound.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Collins. Fires the 3. And DeMar DeRozan pulls it down.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Screen by Sabonis. Here's LaVine. That one's in, his first shot this game.
What helps LaVine from mid-range? He gets such great lift off the floor.
Pass to Kessler. Fires the 3. No good on that one. The Kings leading. Ellis surveying the D. That's good, and it's LaVine with the assist.
Head always on a swivel. LaVine making things happen with his passing.
Collins, a screen on Ellis. Collier traps in the tray.
When he's hitting that shot, this offense becomes scary, even more difficult to defend.
No question. When he is connecting from those kind of spots on the floor, it is just a huge boost for what they can do offensively.
Now, here's Collins. No scoring in this one. Good on the triple.
I like when Collins takes these shots, shooting while in rhythm.
Murray sets a screen for DeRozan. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
3 points.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the 3-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
And here's LaVine, who brings it up for the Sacramento Kings, trailing by 2. DeRozan in the corner. Sabonis a screen on Markkanen. Utah with the rebound. Kessler's got his 4th rebound in this one. Collins, that's a 2-pointer, and Domantas Sabonis pulls it down. Sabonis has got his 5th rebound in this one. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. LaVine's shot is off. Jazz have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. Launches it. The shot by Sexton, no good. Murray kicks to Sabonis. Over in the corner, Ellis. Sabonis sets the pick for Ellis. And they call an illegal screen here.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
Got it off in time. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. Lauri Markkanen getting it done for Utah. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Utah Jazz.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
Well, not only that, but you love how unselfish they've been to start this game. That's going to get all the guys in a great flow and feeling good. So moving that ball around and scoring off assists, it's a nice way to play.
On the court for Sacramento, the post pair for him will be Murray and Sabonis. Ellis is out there with Zach LaVine. And it's DeRozan in at the 3 spot. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Domantas Sabonis set the longest double-double streak in over half a century last season with 61 straight double-doubles. He said, "It's awesome to be mentioned with the greats. It's my job as a big man to get rebounds and to finish. At the end of the day, we're just out there trying to win." Kevin?
Thank you, David. That double-double streak was a blast to watch. Historic in so many ways. Kings have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Bobbed up there for Collins. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Yeah, when Collins gets up there like that, look out.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. DeRozan passes to Sabonis. Back to DeRozan. Murray a screen on Markkanen. And DeRozan throws it down hard.
And that's the athleticism. When DeRozan takes off like that, he is looking to ring the bell.
Pass to Markkanen. Here's Collier. This one for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Collier's got 6 points.
And not where he earns his money, that three-point shot. But he's a good shooter from that range if he's got space.
Sabonis, the pass to Ellis. Sabonis sets the pick for Ellis. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. LaVine against Sexton. Pass to Collier. Markkanen from outside. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got his 6th rebound on the night.
And what I love about Markkanen, he takes care of the basketball. And that's a result of being patient, playing smart, and just generally getting his points within the flow of the offense.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Markkanen, and there's another one for the Jazz.
Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
DeRozan's shot is off.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from 3-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
The Kings have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. With the step back. LaVine looking around. Pass to Ellis. Shoots over Markkanen. Ellis can't get it to go. Utah leading. Sexton for 3. Good on the 3-point shot. Sexton's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, Sexton's confidence growing now, knocking it down from the 3-point line. That's big.
The power on that threw down.
Oh, boy, he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. The Kings trail by 3. Into the lane, and Levine throws it down.
And running the pick and roll to perfection there. Much easier to execute when you have a handle like Levine.
Here's Collier. He's guarded by Ellis. And here's Collins from outside. DeMar DeRozan grabs the board. Sacramento's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second.
A guy more than capable of creating his own offense. Sometimes you just give him the ball and get out of his way.
Pulls up. Here's Collier. The Jazz again can't hit it. And it's Sabonis with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. Beyond the arc. Kept alive. Wide open look here for Murray. Hits the three-point bomb. And now a 4-point Kings lead. And so it's Zach LaVine making things happen for the Sacramento Kings. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
This is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
They've got Jordan Clarkson. Also, George out there. And it's Hendricks in at the 4. It's the group right now for Utah. Brent, would you say the point guard is considered the toughest position to play in basketball?
You know, Kevin, I think there's been a massive shift in what the point guard represents in the NBA game. I mean, how many teams over the past couple years that have won championships have played with a traditional setup guard? What we're looking at is duos that can dribble, pass, and shoot and devastate defenses.
Utah trailing here. Here's Clarkson. Basket good. Clarkson's got his first basket.
Oh, slick move by Clarkson. Getting around that inside contact to finish the shot.
Valanciunas passes to LaRavia. The 3-ball. Knocks down the 3-ball. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
A shot by Clarkson, no good. The Kings have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming up the locker room with the break. Outside Carter, rebounded by the Jazz. Well, Brent, last season was disappointing for the Kings after being eliminated in the play-in.
Yeah, a little bit of regression. They did have some key injuries to some guys in the stretch of the season that was vital for them to make the playoff push. But I think it helped them realize just how fun the playoffs are and just how hard it is to get back there. And maybe in this offseason they come back a little bit more focused, knowing how loaded the Western Conference is.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
There's the screen. Miles with a wide open look. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Miles got himself on the board with 3 there.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on it.
Kings leading now by 3. Here's Valanciunas. No good on the 3. Clarkson passes to Hendricks. Here's Sensabaugh. Connects from 3-point range. Sensabaugh's got 5.
And guys, there are some you can give that shot to, but let's be clear, he's not one of them. Terrible job there by the D.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play.
Got to play defense for more than the first pass. That time Clarkson stays with the possession. That helps out big time.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
1:58 left in the third quarter. Pulls up on the wing. And it's LaRavia with the rebound. The Kings trailing. Monk for three. A three-pointer is right on target. Monk's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Outside, George. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. And the Jazz lead by 2. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Here's LaRavia. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's Sensabaugh. Monk defending. The Kings shooting reasonably well, 45%. LaRavia from outside off the mark.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Hendricks can't get it to go.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
The shot's good from Monk.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Well, Clarkson doesn't do huge assist numbers, but he won't waste a wide-open opportunity.
Carter for three. Filipowski grabs the board. Filipowski's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Sensabaugh. Sacramento grabs the miss.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game. Neither team giving ground. Jazz lead. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we note, is peripheral vision.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And a look at the 5 for the Kings to start the fourth. DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Levine is out there with Ellis. And it's Sabonis in at the center. Buries it from three-point range. DeRozan's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Kings. And it's Sexton penetrating. Fires from deep. And Lauri Markkanen with the 3. And the Jazz lead by 1.
And Markkanen has really found a great flow the defense hasn't had an answer for.
Levine for 3, drills the three-pointer.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now it's a shootout. And it's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Pass to DeRozan. Sabonis a screen on Markkanen. The wide open look here for DeRozan. No good from outside. Utah's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Bangs home the trifecta.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Oh, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's Collier. And it's off from three-point range. And here's Levine, who brings it up for Sacramento. It's a one-point game. Gets it from three-point range.
Well, that's a bonus right there to have DeMontes step out and shoot the 3 and stretch out the defense.
Collins, good.
He's a guy that lives for a big moment like that. Great focus and courage,
in the clutch.
Sabonis kicks to Ellis. Screen by Sabonis. Ellis can't get it to go. The Jazz have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three. Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
DeRozan against Sexton. Three-pointer. DeRozan's shot is off. Utah leading. Sexton's shot is good.
Sexton trying to assume the leadership role. What a big hoop there.
Sacramento's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. For Utah, they've gone 4-10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Offensive rebound. Markkanen from outside. He misses that time, but only 5 misses in his 11 shots from the field as he's 6 of 11. Sabonis. That one's not going to go.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D. And this is what dominating the glass looks like. He just cannot be contained.
Sort of reminding me of a little Ben Wallace action here from his years with the Pistons. Has been that much of a force rebounding the ball.
Utah leading by 3. Kessler setting the pick for Sexton. Sinks the triple.
Sexton with a shining moment here.
And for Sacramento, they're shooting not great, 40% for the game. Levine finds Sabonis. Levine against Sexton. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, whether it's teammates or the coaching staff, hopefully a combination of both, but when it gets close, he's getting the ball.
That's the free fly. Sabonis grabs the ball. And here are the Kings now, trailing by 4. Levine inside the three-point line. Yes! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Remember that one. Guys, a difference maker.
I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Points are an absolute must here.
Can't come away empty. That would be the nail in the coffin.
Ellis outside to take the lead. Misses the 3. It's Collins high post. Can't connect. And so it's Utah who scraped by to the win. That was a fun night of basketball. Fabulous finish as they continued to wait out.